Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 702.5 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Jones, hey. Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey. If you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help. You wanna be a broker, you wanna be broke. You wanna be the joker, you wanna be the joker. You gotta bring more to the table than your hope, dreams, and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation. Make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg Deville help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help.
Well, good afternoon. It's Greg Deville back in the studio. That's right, Greg Deville live in the studio on this beautiful Thursday afternoon in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're having fun helping families. The real estate guru himself, Deville Realty Group. Listen, 8 years radio now. We are excited to share great information with you. Now, listen, I want to make sure you're understanding that if by any chance you are renting, you got to quit. You got to stop. You got to give it up. Listen, right now the market is looking good. There's many properties available. You've got to get into real estate. Thank you so much. I appreciate you today for tuning in to our special show. It is a wonderful day to understand real estate. We are giving away free information. That's right. Free information to help you get into home ownership. I've got some no money down programs that's going to get you in without any money down. If you're paying rent, you're paying a mortgage. Let me say that once again for them in the back that didn't hear me. If you're paying rent, you're paying a mortgage. You're just paying it for someone else. If you're paying rent, you're creating wealth through equity. Guess what? You're paying it for someone else. If you're paying rent, you're giving money away. Can you imagine putting thousands of dollars in a garbage disposal to never get it back again? And that's what happens when you pay rent. You're giving money away. Now is the time. If down payment is an issue, listen, we've got something for you. It is required that you have at least a 620 FICO or better. However, I have good news. If your credit score isn't where it needs to be, we have great lenders on standby that can help get your credit where it needs to be to get you in a position of purchase. Now, let's say, for example, you have a 401k on the job. I have lenders. Let me put it this way. I have lenders who actually with a 401k, guess what, can do it with a low 580 FICO. Now, the 401 is required that you have a minimal $20,000, right? Because at the home purchase right now, $350,000, you'll need at least $20,000 for some closing costs and down payment. So it's about $19,000 and something. Now, remember, $350,000 doesn't get a house. It may get you a townhouse or it may get you a condo. But I want you to get somewhere and create wealth through equity. Because once you start, give it 2 or 3 years, right? 2 or 3 Christmas trees, 2 or 3 Thanksgiving dinners. You have equity built into the home. With that equity, you have 1 or 2 options. You can rent the property and do a home equity line of credit, pull some equity out of the property, and guess what's the benefit for you is that now you've got some money down. So maybe the first time around for you purchasing a home, you have to use the funds that we have at Deville Realty Group through the home buyer programs. Or if you, again, have the 401k on your job, you very well have the opportunity to get into home ownership using your 401k. Now, here's the advantage to the 401k. Now, many of you know if you borrow from it, there's a penalty of up to 10%. Except when purchasing a home. Isn't that great news? You don't have a penalty when purchasing a home. Now, you do have to get qualified with the lender as your first step into home buying. So I want to get that out of the way. I also want to talk about, before I bring on my guest for this afternoon, I want to talk about the solar renewable energy programs. Listen, I put solar on our home 2 years ago now. Guess what? We don't have a power bill. I have a solar panel bill. That's the expense I'm paying for the panels. I'm not paying an NV Energy anymore. Now, there is a hookup service provide power to my solar from NV Energy, which is a mere $13. That's all that I pay NV Energy. However, I'm paying for my panels. So I went above what my requirement. I needed 36. I have 39 panels. I told the guy I was looking to put in a pool and buy a Tesla. So I wanted to accommodate my future purchase. So we went in with a little bit more. So that right now, I'm telling you, it's been wonderful. So I decided with my real estate company, I decided to couple it with solar energy, renewable energy. You see it all around town. You see it on everybody's roofs. I know it doesn't look attractive. Somebody said it knocks the curb appeal. But let me say this to you about the curb appeal. The curb appeal looks nice when your bank account looks better based on these high energy costs, and not to mention the increase that continually increase. So they do now. Remember, the beginning of 2024, there was a 3% increase. So now as the summer comes, the energy use is different than when we were in the spring and the winter, right? You didn't need to turn on that AC. But the moment you kicked in that AC, and if you got a home like mine, you got 2 ACs. So when one goes off, the other one kicks in. Sometimes they're both running. And when they're running, guess what's running? So is the meter and the cost and the energy cost. So again, to combat that whole situation, let's talk about owning our own home. Let's talk about renewable energy. And now both of these can be at no money down. The home purchase can be, guess what, at no money down, as well as the solar, no money upfront cost. Now, there's an increase in value to having solar on your home. You know every month now what your power bill is going to be, right? It's not power. You're paying for the panels. So I don't want to misuse the word power bill. I want to say solar panels, right? Over 25 years, you have a warranty on the panels. You're paying no prepayment penalty. So that means you can buy them, purchase them without prepayment penalty. So I want to make sure that I'm getting that information out to you to make you aware of what's available. Now, don't continue to pay another man's mortgage while you're paying rent, because as I mentioned, for someone just tuning in, when you pay rent, you're paying a mortgage. And not to mention, you're creating wealth through equity when you pay rent. But you're doing it for someone else. You say, well, Mr. Deville, I don't have the credit. That's all right. Let's deal with it. How bad is it? Let's deal with it. I wasn't in 2015 in a position to purchase a home. But by 2016, I had dealt with the credit situation. I had dealt with the IRS situation. And I was ready now to get into home ownership. So when I got with the lender, she said, Deville, you're not quite ready right now. She says, but here's a game plan. Within 90 days, if you follow this plan, I like to call it a prescription, right? Doctor gives a 7 days, you good. Now, she gives you a plan. She gave me a 90-day. 94th day, I was solid, good to go. I've been owning our home now 8 years. And now I purchased it at $300,000. Now it's worth nearly $600,000. So just living there, paying the mortgage, it's doubled in value. So when you're doing that in rent, you're doubling the value. However, you're doing it for someone else. And this is the part that I want to really bring to light for many of you, is to think, I never thought about it that way. Well, that's why I know, because if you take how much, let's say you're paying $2,200 a month times 12 months, and you've been there 5 years. If you calculate $2,200 a month times 12, then that'll give me your number. And you say, I've been here 5 years, and you do that 1 year times 5. Many have given over 120,000, 150,000, and you continue, and you're on another lease. So now, don't be afraid because you're on a lease. There are opportunities that you can afford to sometimes get out of the lease prematurely with a simple consultation. Right now, there are some things you may have to do, such as leaving a deposit behind, but don't let that if you're almost out of the lease, if let's say the last 4 or 5 months, right, we can work something because it takes about 30 days to close a transaction. All right, good stuff. We're excited about the great information. We're excited about our great guest we have with us on today, the Deputy Director, Lakeisha Oliver of Solutions of Change, along with Mr. Charles Whitby. Good afternoon, both of you. How are you both today?
Good afternoon. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm feeling great. I'm excited about what the information you all are putting together from healing to health. Oh, wow. So what is this, your second annual? This is what? Because I remember last year.
This is actually our 7th annual. So
It
actually started before we had a big conference. Danisha Mingo was already hosting Healing to Health to bridge that gap between mental health and our faith communities.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I know I've been involved the last couple of years. I remember last year we were on talk show with her as well and spoke about. And so give us to someone that just hearing about this and tell us what exactly we can expect at your conference.
So Healing to Health is really a conference about bridging the gap between faith and mental health. The goal overall is to make sure that people have access to information about their mental health and making that connection with their faith. So we have clergy, we have mental health professionals, we have professionals just in a realm that allows us to make that connection. That's the big thing.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, is this give us the time, the date, and the where exactly all this is happening?
So it's actually over 2 days. We start on July the 12th at Nehemiah Ministries for our worship and prayer experience. And that's from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. That event itself is strictly for our ability to pour out, getting prepared to receive all this information that we're going to have on Saturday, which is July the 13th, where we'll be at the Tyrone Thompson Student Union Building at CSN Campus North Las Vegas.
Okay, good deal. Now, so someone want to reach out and contact you, got some questions. What exactly, before we give them the contact information, what exactly are you looking for? Who are you looking for, should I say?
We're looking for anyone who has an interest. It may be that you're a clinician and you recognize that you see clients who are rooted in faith and you want to have more information about how to serve those clients. You may be an individual who is experiencing some mental health concerns, but you're strong in your faith and you want to make that connection as well. You may be someone of faith or someone who has a strong mental health, but is struggling with how to incorporate your faith into that practice. And so it's really open to everybody. We want people to come in thirsty for information. And so if faith and or mental health are a part of what you're interested in, this is definitely the conference for you.
Okay. Good deal. Now, we said Nehemiah Ministry. I believe last year it was there as well because I showed up. Yeah, Nehemiah Ministries, right, on Gowan there at Rancho and Gowan. Absolutely. Well, so again, give us a description of what you'll be sharing during the conference.
So I will be sharing the space is what I'll be sharing. I will be there in support of everyone else who is there. We have some wonderful presenters. We have different tracks throughout the conference. One of them is the mental health track. So that one we have licensed clinicians and mental health professionals who are going to talk specifically about mental health practices that allow just people in general to grow and explore their well-being. We'll have our intervention track, which is a track that provides tools for mental health and well-being. So we have a movement, we have art. Last year we had music. And so these are just practices that you can incorporate into your life to feel like, oh, this is a part of my mental health. And then we also have our faith track, which includes our clergy, individuals who are grounded in faith. We have pastors, we have mental health professionals that are pastors to come in and talk about how we really get into the word and understand the connection between what God says and what our mental health looks like.
So am I understanding correctly? We're really, for those that are in the industry, it's just giving more insight, wisdom, and understanding. So not necessarily those that need the service, but those that are providers. Is that what I'm hearing? That you're helping providers?
We're helping providers, but we're also helping the general community. So if you need a service, if you are just an individual who is on the street, right? You're at your job, you're here, and I'm really interested in how to make that connection between my faith and my mental health. I'm absolutely going to sign up for this conference. So it's for everyone.
Okay. So who should I reach out to? I have some family members that I believe could probably really use the service. So getting them out on Friday night for some worship, getting them on that Saturday. So there'll be several different courses of subjects that we can, or is it one big room, or do we have breakout sessions?
There's breakout sessions. So we'll have a panel and a keynote speaker that will be in one big room, but we have breakout sessions. I can give you some of the titles of the workshops if that helps.
Please do. Yes.
So we have in our mental health track, we have Ms. Shamika Green, who is a licensed marriage and family therapist, and her workshop is called Rebirth, Letting Go and Growing into a New You. We also have Miss Andrea Philogene, who has a master's degree in mental health, and she is presenting a workshop on imposter syndrome and identity confirmation. So those two are in our mental health track, and we have 4 of these workshops in each track. In our intervention track, we have Miss Ashley Floyd, who is the program director at NAMI Southern Nevada, and her workshop is called This Journey is Yours to Tell, Sharing Our Stories. So she's really getting people engaged about being able to talk openly about your mental health, which is something that's been so taboo for such a long time. Miss Angelique Daniels is also in our intervention track. She is doing a workshop on a neurographic art experience, and just talking about what colors represent you. So she's going to be doing some painting, teaching us how to represent ourselves in color. And then in our faith track, we have Dr. Naida Parson, who has been such a support to us over the years with Healing the Health. And she is going to do a workshop called Born Identity, The Search for Who I Am. Another from our faith track is Reverend Dr. Brenda Brom, who is doing a workshop called Identity Matters, What I Wish Someone Had Told Me. And so just in that, from those 3 sections, that's just a little taste of what we have. But if you start to think about how that can influence your life, your thought process, and help you make changes that maybe you've been really wanting to make, I think this is going to be a great conference for the community.
Absolutely. I think I want to be at the conference. I heard some interesting topics I could relate to as well. So absolutely. Want to, again, for someone just tuning in, we want to give them those dates to prepare them for their calendars, and also what the cost looks like for the attendees.
So the cost is a $40 flat fee. We also have CEU credits for clinicians who will attend, and that's a $50 fee. And that includes, of course, the breakfast, the full conference, lunch. You'll be there for the whole day. We'll have a lot of wonderful things going on throughout the day. Again, those dates are July the 12th at Nehemiah Ministries. That event is free. That is our worship and prayer experience.
Right.
From 7 to 9 p.m. And then on July the 13th, we'll be at the Tyrone Thompson Student Union Building at CSN North Las Vegas. And that's doors open at 8 a.m. The program will start at 9, and then we're there until 4:30. So we've got a lot of stuff happening in the day. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be full in both days. And we're looking forward to having the community come out.
Now, how long is each session expected to be? Because there's some powerful stuff, and I heard like 3 that I would like to attend. So are we able to go from, getting a bit over here and some of Naida over there and Brahm over here? How long is each session expected to be?
So each session is 50 minutes. And when you go to our Eventbrite to register, you have the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to choose one workshop from each section. So you'll choose one from the mental health track, you'll choose one
Okay.
from the faith track, and one from the intervention track. And
Gotcha.
sometimes it's a little hard because, there's one person that you want to see, but there's a topic from somebody maybe that you don't know
Yeah.
that you're really interested in. So we encourage people to check out our speakers on our website and on our Eventbrite, and then, just go with the way the spirit moves you. Choose the one that you think is going to influence you in the most positive way.
Now, are these sessions going to be interactive, or do you expect participation, interaction with some of the attendees during these breakout sessions?
Absolutely. Our workshops
Okay.
are always interactive. We love for the participants to participate.
Wow. Okay.
However, we're not pressuring anybody to do anything. So if you're not the type that wants to share your story or participate in the activity, being in the space is still going to be very beneficial.
Wonderful. Again, very, very exciting. We're just about a little over a month now, and so we want to certainly get everyone out that can. Is there a contact information and a website? I heard you say that they can register, but some people want to make contact. A couple questions they may have. Would you give us the contact that you would prefer them reach you at?
So you can always call our office at 702-445-6937, or you can
Okay.
visit our website, which is solutionsofchange.org. And if you reach out to us over the phone, we'll definitely help you, whether it is getting you registered online or answering questions that you might have about the conference.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So again, the breakout, the praise and worship on that Friday night, exciting. Get your spirit ready and right, that you can be in the right mindset to receive. And I, from what I'm hearing, it sounds like they need to bring a spirit of expectancy to this conference to really walk away empowered. Again, I think you have a great lineup, all of which I know probably 80% of the attendees on your guest list, as far as participants and host speakers of your event there. So again, July 12th.
July the 12th at Nehemiah Ministries from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then July the 13th at the Tyrone Thompson Student Union, CSN North Las Vegas campus. Doors open at 8 a.m. and then we'll be there until 4:30.
4:30. Good stuff. Is there anything else you want to add that we can give to our listening audience to maybe help them make a final decision that I need to be there, at least if not the 12th, the 13th for sure?
Right. So here's the big thing. This year we're doing a little something different. We have 2 additional tracks that we've added to Healing to Health. One is for the youth, age 13 to 17. We have 30 spaces available for youth. We want them to have the opportunity to explore these ideas as well, right? We know that adolescence is difficult and you might be preparing to go out into the world, and maybe there's something in one of these workshops that speaks to your spirit and helps prepare you for what's next. So that's one of the new things. And then we also have our Spanish language track, which will allow our Spanish speaking participants to have a workshop track that's specifically for them, that you don't have to misunderstand. We have it in Spanish. And so with that, we have a translator for our panel and for our keynote speaker. This event is open to the community because we want to make sure that we are creating space where we can remove the barriers that are associated with mental health services and intervention. A lot of times in our faith communities that we find that there are these presumptions that get passed around that if you have faith, you don't need help. And we know that if you have faith, God has said, I'm going to give you all the help you need. You only need to take advantage of it.
That's it. Faith without works is dead. So we can ask and not put anything. Absolutely. Absolutely. When you talk about the youth, what age group are you expecting to really wanting to see out? What does that age group look like?
So it's 13 to 17.
Okay.
And we feel like this is a good space, in those teenage years. You have a clear understanding of what's happening, or you're getting a clear understanding of what's happening around you in the world. You're asking questions about who you are as an individual. And a lot of these concepts are things that our kids are dealing with. We have Miss Robin Turner doing a workshop about the influence of others and how we contain and maintain our identity without being persuaded by what's popular. So we've got space for the youth, and we really want them to come out as well.
And I think that's powerful, teaching them about, you're a product of your environment, right? So I think I changed it a little bit, but it's the same thing. It's giving them, of your company. And I think we need that. I was in high school in the 80s. We didn't have anybody talking about this. We didn't have people talking about, where you are and dealing with that mental part, and so I'm glad to see this. My daughters are grown now, but it was tough as a parent. I was a single parent of 4 girls. It was rather interesting. So I think right now it's really, really valuable to step out to our youth as well as our adults. I think, again, so the mental health is it's real. And somehow all of us have been affected somehow with some past trauma, right? And so even if you think you're okay, it's okay to not be okay. We tell ourselves, I'm good, when really we got some trauma that we probably need to just, and I think being in these rooms and listening to other people makes us say, wow, I didn't know I was really dealing with that the way that I am, So I think it's powerful. You got my support. Let's come back again. Let's revisit this interview in July. Right, probably the week before. Let's keep the traction. Let's keep the momentum on it. It's my pleasure to share what you're doing with so many. And again, you have my support. I want to give what I can to getting the word out. We're going to share it on Facebook again. Share it. It's on Facebook Live right now. And so, again, we thank you, Lakeisha, for coming on this afternoon and taking a moment of your time to share with so many of our listeners about this wonderful and, can I say, great event that's upcoming July 12th and 13th. And again, July 12th being at Nehemiah Ministries, the worship experience. I'm excited. I love to worship. I think, praise invites God's presence, but worship makes him stay in the room, right? So that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So again, thank you so much. We didn't get Mr. Charles to come on, but that's okay. I think you covered all the bases.
I hope I did. I appreciate the opportunity, and thank you so much for your support.
And tell Miss Mingo we appreciate you all for what you're doing and what you're bringing to Las Vegas Valley to help so many from healing to health. And thank you again for this afternoon. And we'll talk again in a couple of weeks. We'll have you come back and let's share it again. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay. Be blessed. Talk soon. All right, Las Vegas. So that's right. Greg Deville Show. And we like to entertain community events. And this is what we do. We've always wanted to pour back, give back. If you have an upcoming event that's helping in our community, give me a shout out. Greg Deville, 702-349-0162. We want to make sure that we're getting our community. I don't believe this talk show that I've been having. I've been 8 years radio, and I have always looked forward to sharing great community events along with my real estate and the solar business and so many different businesses that I work for and do that I have passion for, giving back in the ministry, helping families come to know God and know the Lord for themselves with events such as Healing to Health. Very powerful. You want to be involved. You want to get there. We always say I'm good, but you never know. You got some things you may need to deal with, and it's not until you get into the rooms and you find out, I'm glad I came. So $40, I believe, is what I heard. But for more information, reach out. It's live on Facebook, so make a post there. LinkedIn, they're connected to it as well. As I was opening in the show, I was telling you about the real estate opportunities. Don't forget, when you pay rent, for someone just tuning in, when you pay rent, you are, yes ma'am, yes sir, my brother and my sister, you are paying a mortgage. So now is the time to get into your own home ownership. And now let me talk to those of you that have had a home, let's say it's been 5 or 6 years. and you have equity in your home, let's talk about some of the advantages that are available, right? Such as a home equity line of credit. Let's say I have a client recently. We just sold him a gorgeous home in Henderson. They lived at the edge of Summerlin, but he worked in Henderson. So they heard the radio show. Remember, we've been doing this now 8 years on radio, but they've been listening, and it settled in their mind to contact me at 702-349-0162 or Google Greg Deville. You can go to my YouTube channel, Greg Deville on YouTube. My information is there. This family took the opportunity to take me up on taking up a home equity line of credit. With the home equity line of credit, they used it towards a down payment for another home. They did a 10% loan. The home was $600. They took $80 out, paid down some bills, and the other $60 they put on the home at $600,000, put 10% down, and guess what? They were able to rent out the other home. So now they have two homes. Both are creating equity. So that's what I want to see many of you. If you have a home, let the equity make residual income. Okay? Your money should make money. Now, I know you go to work and you make well, do well, you can afford the mortgage, but let me ask you, would you mind another stream of income? Would that be okay? Passive income coming in while you're at work doing what you love doing, right? And yet your equity is creating some monies that you can use to create more monies. So if that's something you think you'd be interested in, give me a call. Give me 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Deville Realty Group, the name you need to know right here in the Valley. Listen, the residual income, very, very important. Many people are looking to pay a mortgage off. I don't get with that paying a mortgage off. If my equity is in the home, why is my equity not making money? You paying off a mortgage to sit on $700,000? You're sitting on $700,000. You don't want that money to make money? I mean, you talk about, well, I'm going to put it in an IRA, a long-term investment account, a Charles Schwab, what have you. Well, why not put it in real estate? Because guess what? The rental market is always going to be. So why not put that money, do the home equity line, and get you a fourplex, 8-unit building. And guess what? So there's a little mortgage. Let's say you have $500,000 in equity in your house. So now the apartment building you want to buy is $700,000, $800,000. Well, you put $500,000, you're only financing $300,000. But guess what? The investment is paying that little bit of mortgage and giving you money every month, residual income off of the money you had sitting in the house you're trying to pay off. Let your money make money for you. I'm telling you, be glad. You'll thank me later. I know you like Deville, but I'm almost through paying off the mortgage. It's just sitting there, though. So if I can give you a way to make money, with your equity, because again, they took $80,000 out of their equity, paid down some credit cards, took the other $60,000, right, and put it on a new home that they really could use with a swimming pool. Now, let me speak to those of you that have a home. Let's say, for example, your home that you're in right now has a great amount of equity, but you don't need two-story anymore. Or maybe you want to upsize. Maybe you want a larger home. Maybe you want a swimming pool. So these are some of the things you can take advantage of when you own property. And guess what? Buy a home with a pool and take the equity. We could sell that house. Let's say you have $300,000 in equity, right? You sell the house, you got $300,000. Now you're going to buy a home at $800,000. I mean, roomy, single story, backyard, landscaped, everything you've imagined. And you're going to take $300,000 from the sale and put it on that $800,000 home. And how much are you financing? $500,000. So you just bought an $800,000 for $500,000. You didn't lose your $300,000. You got $300,000 in equity in the home. So you're not losing. You're gaining your dream home without the payment of the dream home. You follow me? Because you just put $300,000 on top of that, making it $500,000. But yet, you didn't lose the $300,000 now. Keep it in mind, it's still there. Or, again, you love your home, you're good with that, but you have the equity. Let's talk some residual income. So for more information, feel free to reach out to me, 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Deville Realty Group, the largest black-owned real estate firm in the state of Nevada. And we're proud to say we have been around. We've helped many of you hearing me now. We've helped you. But now I want to talk again about let's make the equity work for us. You can rent that home out, take the equity, get something else, or invest the equity. Either way, do something that creates a residual income that goes along. Now you kind of free up some resources about creating income. So these are the things that Deville Realty we love to do. We love to talk about. We're excited to give you great information. Listen, again, 8 years on radio talking about equipping the community with creating generational wealth through real estate. Generational wealth through real estate, because as I've mentioned, you're creating generational wealth through real estate when you pay rent. You're just doing it for someone else. So how long do we continue to do for someone else when we could really be putting that in our own pocket? So again, with a 401k, merely a 580 FICO score, no big deal. With that 401k on your job, right? You could pull that money out of there without penalty for purchasing a home. Now, if you borrow it for something else, there could be up to a 10% penalty. So this is information I want to empower you with to help you into that next dimension, that next level, right? And getting into home ownership. So it's very, very important. Now, when you get into home ownership, now you stop paying rent, right? Now you own your home. Now I want to talk about, we're going to revisit you. We'll let you get moved in and settled in. Now we want to talk about solar on the home, because we're renting power from NV Energy. So why not own the power? We'll put panels on our roof. We own it. I'm paying every month on my panels, not on my power, because I'm producing energy so much so that I don't even get an energy bill. I just have and every month I know what that costs. I know what that cost is. Versus like NV Energy. Now, as you know, we've been needing the air conditioner a little bit more every day, right? It's getting warmer. Somebody said it was 110 yesterday here in Las Vegas. So that means your power, your power usage is going up. Is that right? So let's talk about renewable energy, how I can use the sun, which we have so much of it here in Las Vegas, in Arizona, in California, and Florida. But I'm talking to those of you because I am a network here in Las Vegas. If you're here and you're hearing me, or you know a family member. Now, let's not forget about our veterans. Veterans, we appreciate your service. We appreciate what you've done. If you're a police officer, if you're a firefighter, if you're in the medical industry, there is no reason why you've been on the job over 2 years, why you do not own a home. I want to get you in. We have no money down programs. Now, keep in mind, with using those no money down programs, the interest rate is a tad bit higher. But if you can get a home with a little higher rate and refinance it in a year or two to a lower rate, guess what? Rent is high as well. When you pay rent, you're paying 100% interest rate with no ROI, no return on your investment. So in other words, when you pay rent, the only return you get after being there 3, 5, 4 years is that deposit that you've gotten, you'll get back that you've put up when you moved in. So after I've been in my home, after 6 years, we doubled our cost. We were at $300, it went to $572. So guess what? Our value increased, and we were owning the mortgage. Versus renting, we're doing that for someone else, and then the only thing we get back when we move out is a deposit. Now, don't let the landlord sell the house and you paid the mortgage off. Somebody told me the other day, well, I don't want to own a house. I don't want the responsibility. Well, we're going to get you a home warranty. So when you call the landlord or the property management, let's say you got a plumbing issue or you have an electrical, right? So you call property management. They send a service company to repair it. Well, who do you think that service company is? It's a home warranty company. So just like they contact them, now it's your home. Guess what we're getting you? We're getting you a home warranty. With every home Deville Realty sells, we give home warranties. For that 1 year, you're covered. After that, just maintain the coverage. So again, we want to educate, empower the community with great information to get you started. Now, I'm working with some buyers right now. It's their first. Shout out to my young man, the young man that I'm working with right now. Listen, his name's Nick. Nick's buying him a little condo, and it's exciting to see Nick get his first condo, man. This is exciting. He's got a couple little options, and today they actually accepted his offer. So congratulations, Nick, man. You got the condo, his first. School teacher right here in the Valley. Guess what? It's wonderful. I'm excited for him, and it's going to be a great experience, right? Because he was paying rent in a condo. So now he gets to buy it. So how fabulous is that, right? You're paying rent in a townhome. What if you could own that townhome? And a lot of times these landlords, they're open for selling it. And sometimes you'll be the first right of refusal. But you have to qualify. Don't be like the guy who lived in a house for 10 years and then the landlord decides to sell, but she doesn't sell it to you because you can't afford what she wants for it. But you paid off the mortgage. Don't live somewhere longer than 3 years. If you've owned a home in the past and it's been longer than 3 years, you're a first-time buyer all over again. So you should not rent longer than 3 years. Stop saying I don't want to own a house, because there is no reason why you give your money away. I don't get it. It just doesn't add up. I don't want the responsibility, but I'm giving you a warranty. You bought a car, it came with a warranty, something goes on, guess what you do? You take it to the warranty service provider. Is that right? So we're going to give you a warranty service provider for the home. So start creating generational wealth through equity in real estate like you're doing for somebody else. But if you just can't be convinced, then I understand. I got a house for rent. 702-349-0162, 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Deville Realty Group, the largest black-owned real estate firm in the state of Nevada. That's right, I said it. We're excited about it. It's a great time to get involved. So again, before I get out of here this afternoon, big shout out to Solutions of Change, Healing to Health, July 12th and 13th. It's going to be a wonderful event you want to be a part of. 702-349-0162 for more information. We'd love to hand that over to you so that you can be involved in Healing to Health. So that's my time for this afternoon. I am excited about the opportunity to share with you once again on this Thursday from 3 to 4 p.m. typically is our time slot, and we're here every Thursday to share more great information with you. So again, till we talk again next time, I hope you have a wonderful week, and till I talk to you then, may God's best be yours. Take care.
Jones, hey, Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in.